The Eastern Conference semis are like a blast from the past. It's like a reunion of four teams with a rich history and rivalries that go way back. We're talking about some serious nostalgia here, folks. And I have a feeling that ready for a trip down memory lane, because these games are going to be legendary. The New York Knicks versus the Miami Heat has been a back and forth series thus far. Neither team has been able to win two in a row. Currently, Miami is leading the series with a 2-1 lead. This series has been about usage rate and 3-point shots versus 2-point shots. Usage rate is calculated by how often an offensive possession ends with a player shooting, passing for an assist, or turning over the ball. Miami Heat, listen up. If you want to win, you need Bam to step up and contribute to the offense. It's not rocket science, folks. Just take a look at the stats in the two games that Miami has won. Bam has been a prominent force on the court. And it's all thanks to Jimmy Butler, the fearless leader of the Heat. He knows how to play aggressively and sets up the offense with some pick and roll magic, starting from the free throw line or even lower. This means more 2-point shots and free throws for Miami, with Bam boasting a usage rate of almost 20%. But in the game they lost, they shot a ridiculous amount of threes and got destroyed at the free throw line by the Knicks. So Miami, let's get Bam in the game and start dominating the court. The Knicks, on the other hand, need balance. They need to be shooting a near even amount of threes and twos, and all three of their best players, Brunson, Barrett, and Randall, should be fairly close in usage rate. If one of them is near 30% usage, it leads to an imbalanced distribution of shots and involvement on the offensive end, which makes them more predictable. Here are the stat splits the first three games that matter.
See here in the first game, the Miami Heat made a living in the paint and on the free throw line. In game 2, the New York Knicks turned the table. They had an even amount of 2-point shots and 3-point shots. In game 3, we got more of what we saw in game 1. Jimmy Butler returned. The New York Knicks now shot way more 2s than 3s, so it wasn't evenly distributed.
In game 4, we saw a lot of what we saw in game 3, except Bam really took over this game. He had a usage rate of 24.7, multiple paint touches, dunks. He was really dominating inside. New York Knicks couldn't do nothing with him.
Taking a look at game 1, we can see the Miami Heat get their offense started well below the free throw line, which means the New York Knicks bigs is in jeopardy. They're either going to foul or give up an open shot like we see here.
Got it over hard and scored it.
Yeah, so just efficient. Jimmy's always going to take what the game gives him.
Allowed this Miami team
In game 2, the absence of Jimmy Butler, we see the Miami Heat offense starts well beyond the 3-point line, and they end up settling for a contested step-back 3-point shot, which is not good. In game 3, we see defense leading the offense. We get a block on Miami's end. We're going to get some transition, and Bam gets going in the paint, well below the 3-point line and the free throw line, leading to an easy bucket over Raptors.
Here we see in game 4, Bam's getting position over Josh Hart, which is clearly a mismatch. If this is their defensive scheme, it ain't going to work. And as we see here, Bam's just going to go to work, easy dunk. The second series in the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics versus the Philadelphia 76ers series, has been a trip down memory lane, or should I say, a blast from the past. Houston James Harden has been making surprise appearances left and right, channeling his inner 2018 self and hoisting up shots like nobody's business. And let me tell you, it's been working. Harden hit more than half of his 30 shots and nailed 50% of his threes in game 1, finishing with a jaw-dropping 45 points and 6 assists. But he wasn't done there. He returned in game 4 and some dagger trays to bury the Celtics once again. It's safe to say that this series is anyone's game, with both teams showing some Jekyll and Hyde performances. You never know who will show up, whether it's for a particular game or even just a particular half of basketball. Philadelphia has the edge in the half court because Embiid demands the double team and Harden gets to wide open looks because of it. Stats that matter for the series has been shot attempts by the primary and secondary scorers on each team. Let's take a look. In game 1, James Harden went off 17 for 30 for 45 points, and Embiid didn't play, and Jaylen Brown only took 10 shots. In game 2, Boston bounced back. Jaylen Brown went off. Philly, Harden and Embiid didn't shoot that many shots, therefore they lost. Game 3, Embiid turned back into form. He dropped 30 points, but Harden only took 14 shots, and Tatum and Brown both went off. Game 4, we got a return of Houston James Harden, 42 points, 16 for 23, and Embiid went off. Therefore, the Celtics lost. Let's take a look at the film from game 1 and 4. Here's game 1. One-on-one, James Harden and Brogdon. Not going to work. Easy bucket. Now let's go to game 4. Embiid forcing a double team. Easy shot, James Harden, corner three, and that's the game.
He bullies his way inside, out to Harden for the three. Got it!
Head to my website, www.thestrategist.com, where I make predictions on each series and some can't miss sportsbook bets. See you there.